What's up, everyone? So today I want to talk about the importance of quality partners that have formed a long time relationship with you. So there's numerous examples, and there is this passage in the book Start With Why, and they literally list out like 5 to 10 different partnerships where it's very clear that these people spent years getting to know each other before they got their business going. And I just want to give you a few of these because they're easily recognizable. And I just think this is such a critical concept because I've heard it from various sources, various books, and so forth. There's this one venture capitalist. He was on Tim Ferriss's podcast. So Tim Ferriss wrote the book The 4 Hour Work Week, and he has this podcast where he brings on a lot of billionaires because he has those connections. And one of the people he brings on is this venture capitalist who was very successful with a lot of tech companies, Twitter and so forth. And there's two big things that I think he said. The first was that all the founders that ended up netting him tremendous amounts of money that he invested in, these people, without a doubt, knew that they would succeed. Even in the darkest times, they were so confident to the point of being sure. And I think this is very important for business. It doesn't always work that well in other areas of life. And there's definitely exceptions out there where people don't think they'll succeed and they don't have that surefire confidence. So take that advice with a grain of salt. Maybe it's exclusive to tech companies. I don't know. And then the second thing is the importance of partnerships. And there's this story about how literally one huge investment went down the drain because the whole thing was built on a partnership. And that partnership eventually crumbled because they literally met each other less than a year ago. And because the whole business kind of hinged on that partnership, it was very hard to keep the business going after the fallout happened. So I just think partnerships are very important, and there's so many examples. And with all of these successful business people, they have literally known each other for years upon years upon years. And I think this is something very critical to look for if you ever want to invest or you're looking for success in business. So you have Paul Allen and Bill Gates. They've known each other since high school, worked together for a long time. and now they're both billionaires. Bill's the richest person in the world. Then you have Apple. So you have Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. They knew each other since high school. They're both billionaires. Steve's dead, but they're really rich. And Apple is the biggest company in the world right now. Then the list goes on and on. There's Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. They've been working together since postgraduate school. So not exactly high school, but it was pretty much after they both graduated from postgrad school. And so they met kind of late, but they have literally worked together for decades upon decades. And they form a really strong partnership where they really got to know each other. And Charlie Munger jokes that we've gotten to know each other so well. It's kind of like an old couple. Two grunts and you know what the other person's saying. And the list goes on and on. There's even more. I was reading this book that's really not well known but should be read more and spread more. It's called Simply Rich. It's by a man named Rich Davos. He founded Amway and he is a billionaire. And his business partner he knew since like middle school. And it's a fascinating story. Like they both had they had a lot of similarities in terms of entrepreneurship and business savvy. And they were both really sharp and smart, different in certain ways. And they really worked together and they literally formed a really, really strong bond with each other, fighting in the war, but fighting in different countries, but fighting in different departments. And they literally built this super strong best friends type of bond by sending postcards to each other through the war, telling each other that they were both going to survive the war and succeed and win the war and then go on to build an enormous business, which they did. So one critical thing you should look for is business partnerships with someone you trust, you like, that compliments you, that's very smart, ethical, hardworking, and someone you've known for a long, long time. I think the last one's the key. Now, if you don't have that, I think that's still okay. you can still make it for sure. But I do think it's something to have, and it can be a huge red flag if someone says, oh yeah, I just met this guy like last week, because who knows if that guy is actually how he seems. He could backstab you, take all the money in the business, and that happens all the time. I've heard quite a few stories about that. And then sometimes just because they're your best friend or you've known them for 10, 20 years, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're the best business partner. If they know if they don't if they suck with a lot of things in life, like they lack initiative, they're not hardworking, all that stuff trumps the fact that you've known each other for a long time. Don't start a business with him unless you feel it in your heart and you feel like maybe he can get over the laziness and so forth. But again, I think that's just very dangerous territory. As always, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button below for free value bombs like the video you just watched whenever I upload new videos. And of course, the real conversation happens on my website, willyoulaugh.com. You can go there and leave a comment, and there's a higher chance that I will read it and respond on there. And make sure, if you're a helpful and ambitious person, to take the extra step and join my email newsletter on my site, willyoulaugh.com. That's where you will get into my VIP list, where you get some of my best discoveries, best content emailed straight to you, including updates, giveaways, and value bombs that I release nowhere else. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.